All right, let's talk about a word that makes a lot of people nervous, trigonometry. Just hearing it can bring back some not-so-great memories from school, right? But here's the thought. What if the problem was never you? What if it was just the way it was taught? In the next few minutes, we're going to flip that script. We'll use some super simple visuals to finally make sine, cos, and tan click for good.
I mean, seriously, does this slide hit home for you? If you've ever stared at sin, cos, and tan, and just seen a jumble of confusing letters and formulas, you are so not alone. It's a massive hurdle for a ton of people. But the good news is, we're about to clear that hurdle easily.
Okay, here's the thing, and this is the absolute key to all of this. The problem isn't that you're bad at math. It's that trigonometry is usually taught completely backward. We get these abstract formulas like P over H shoved at us and we're told just memorize it. But our brains hate that. We're wired for pictures, for stories. Trying to memorize a formula without a picture is like trying to remember a random string of numbers. It just doesn't stick. So let's stop fighting our brains and start giving them what they actually need. Simple, clear pictures.
And that right there is the entire game plan for us today. We are going to completely shift our focus from memorizing to seeing. Because trust me, once you can actually see what these things mean, you'll realize you don't really have to memorize anything at all.
Okay, let's dive in. We're going to start with the absolute foundation of all this, the good old right-angled triangle. But we're going to look at it in a new way, a way that makes everything else fall into place.
So here it is. Now here's the secret. I want you to imagine you are physically standing right at that corner, at the angle theta. Theta. Got it? From that spot, there are only 3 sides you need to care about. The side directly opposite you, we'll call that P. The side right next to you, the one on the ground, the base, that's B. And the longest side, the one that kind of looks like a slide, that's always H, the hypotenuse. That's it. P, P, H. Everything starts from there.
And now for the first big aha moment. Let's talk about sin. I want you to completely forget perpendicular over hypotenuse. Instead, just ask yourself this one simple question. How much upward is there compared to the longest side? That's literally all sin is. It's just a comparison, a ratio, of the vertical part to the longest part.
Cosine, or cos, uses the exact same logic, just, you guessed it, in the other direction. So if sine is the upward question, cos just asks, how much sideways is there compared to the longest side? See how that works? Sine is your vertical measurement, and cos is your horizontal measurement. Simple as that.
Which, of course, brings us to tan. Now, you might think tan is the weird one, but it's actually the most direct of all. It doesn't even care about the longest side. It just compares the other two, asking a very simple question. For every step sideways, how much upward do you go? This comparison, this ratio, that's what we call slope or steepness.
Okay, so the visual ideas are starting to make sense. But what about getting the actual numbers, like the sine of 30 degrees without a calculator? Well, what if I told you that you have a cheat sheet for that, built right into your own body? No joke, I'm about to show you a mind-blowing trick that puts all the answers right in the palm of your hand.
I want you to hold up your left hand, palm facing you. Now, we're going to give each finger an angle. Your thumb is 0 degrees. Your pointer finger is 30 degrees. Middle finger, 45. Ring finger, 60. And your pinky is 90. Just lock that in your brain. 0, 30, 45, 60, 90.
Now here's the magic. To find any sine value, you just fold down the finger for that angle. The formula is always the square root of the number of fingers below that finger, divided by 2. Let's try it. Say we want sine of 30. That's your pointer finger, right? Fold it down. How many fingers are below it? Just 1, your thumb. So what's the square root of 1? It's 1. Now divide that by 2. You get 1/2. Boom. That's the answer, every single time.
So what about cos? It's the same exact idea, just flipped. For cos, the formula is the square root of the number of fingers above your folded finger divided by 2. Let's try cos of 60. That's your ring finger. Fold it down. How many fingers are above it? Just 1, the pinky. The square root of 1 is 1. Divide by 2, and you get 1/2 again. It's that easy.
Okay, let's bring all this back down to earth, especially for tan. Tan can feel a little abstract sometimes, but it actually has the most obvious real-world meaning of all 3. It's just a number that tells you how steep something is. It's a slope.
And here's the secret to why it's the slope. You don't need a new formula for it. Tan is just sin divided by cos. And think about what that means. using our new definitions. That's our upward measure divided by our sideways measure, rise over run. That's the literal definition of slope you learn in algebra.
So just look at this. It's really intuitive. A gentle, easy slope has a small angle, so it's going to have a low tan value. A really steep, scary-looking slope has a big angle, so its tan value is going to be much higher. A bigger tan number just means a steeper hill. That's all it is.
Look, knowing these tricks is one thing, but making them automatic is the real goal. So what does this actually mean for you? Let me break down a super simple action plan to make these visual ideas stick permanently.
For the first week, we're just building the foundation. The first couple of days, I just want you to draw triangles. I'm serious. Just doodle 10 of them, all different shapes and sizes, pick an angle for theta, and label your P, B, and H. This just trains your brain to see the pattern instantly. Then, for the next 2 days, just sit there and do the hand trick over and over until it feels totally natural.
Then, in week 2, you're ready to put it to work. When you see a word problem about finding the height of a tower or the length of a ladder, you'll know it's just a triangle in disguise. But here's the golden rule, the one thing you absolutely have to remember. Always draw the triangle first. Before you write down a single number, draw the picture. The picture will tell you exactly what to do.
So let's do a super fast recap of the big ideas. Number 1, a triangle is just a set of simple comparisons, upward, sideways, and longest. That's it. 2, your hand is your secret calculator for all the common sin and cos values. 3, tan isn't scary, it's just a number for steepness. And 4, the most important rule of all, understanding it, seeing it, will always beat just trying to memorize it.
Which brings us to one last question. After seeing trigonometry broken down like this into simple pictures and common sense ideas, do you agree? Was it ever really that hard, or was it just taught in a way that fights against how our brains are actually designed to learn? I'll let you be the judge of that.